All right. On the last video, I said I needed to run to Home Depot and get some screws. I picked up the screws. These are wood screws, number 8 for 1 inch. All right, and yeah, that's so we can screw this onto the bottom of the top of the table. I did one off camera just to make sure I didn't screw anything up, how I needed to do it. So let me set the camera up. I'll show you what we got going on here. All right, as you can see, I've done. There's only this much holding on to this piece of wood, see, because we have to take into consideration the skirting that goes around. So I moved it up a little bit. I put 4 screws. I pre-drilled, countersunk. These are very cheap. I got like a 5-pack of these. You measure out the screw, make sure it's not too long. I did 4 here, I did 3 here, offset, and then I did 4 on this side. I'm going to turn this over. I'm going to show you how I did the other side. All right, and here's all my markings from the table. So this aims the other way. So I put the arrows aiming that way, and I put the numbers, and I put the numbers coordinating on the other piece. So these move up and down. They're not even. So I needed to clamp it this way, I need to clamp it this way, and I need to clamp it up and down. I've clamped it this direction already to get those in. So these are lined up. So I'm all set with that. So now I need it in this way, and I need it this way. So that's what we're going to do with this clamp here. We are going to, I'm going to put this about the same distance away as the other one, right about there. And we're going to squeeze this in. So we have all our boards nice and tight here. And these ones need to go flush down because they're not sitting flat. Okay, I'm going to put one on this one too. And then I'm going to pre-drill. I already determined the length of my screw is right up to the top of this, so it won't go through this, because obviously you don't want to drill through the top. So the best thing to do is take a scrap piece of wood and try it out first. Also measure your depth. Put a piece of tape on there if you needed it, if it needed to be shorter, but this is actually the perfect size. So I'm going to do 2, and I'm going to fasten it down. Now I'm all set to fasten it down, and I can drill the rest and without it moving. And if you don't know how to control an impact driver, don't use it. Use a regular screwdriver, because you can strip wood out very, very easily. All right, there's a little gap here. I'm going to try to squeeze this one in a little tighter. The natural way the wood is on this table, but I'm going to give it a little squeeze and see if I can fix it. It's really not coming in at all. So that's just the natural gap from the age of the table. So that's fine. That's all right. So we're going to do, make sure this stays tight. Yep. Let's see. I'm going to keep track of where I'm doing them. I'm trying to just offset them. Like I said in previous videos, why I'm doing this is because we don't have the leaf. We got the table without the leaf, so there's no reason this needs to open and close, because when you go to move it, it just spreads apart. So I'm resolving that by putting this on. All right, let's take these off, give it a flip over. with all my measurements. Hopefully they're correct. I don't have any of the screws coming through the other side. Oh, it's nice and firm, just the way I like it. Okay, that looks good. I could have glued these seams, but I want them to be able to move with the weather, expand and contract, so I did not glue these seams. So these seams, this one obviously is the center seam, so this one could have been glued and this one could have been glued. But I didn't want to do that because it needs to expand and contract. And that's the reason why it broke in the beginning anyways, because this is a weak point. So, you know, if you don't like the little thing there, oh well, it's fine. It'll work out great. It won't open when you go to move it. It's going to look fantastic when we're done. All right, I'm going to flip this over and attach it back to the two sides, and that way there I can flip this up and get it out of the way so I can work on the table. All right, let's get that back attached. Okay, I'm going to put it down following my arrows. And like I said again, if you cannot use a drill gun and you don't feel comfortable with it, just use a standard screwdriver. Now these, the hinges actually go into this, so I think this has to be leaned up to get these back in here. Let me stand up and see if I can get it to... They have to like go in the notch of the... Oh, I think I got it. Let's see if we can get it to go down without it falling out. Oh, that's good. Awkward, but that's good.
Yes, I know I'm stepping on the table. I'm going to come back and make sure these are seated in there. You don't want to strip them out with the screw gun, so like I said, if you're not used to using it, just use a regular screwdriver. And when you're using a slotted screw, push down.
You got to push down with all your weight and then turn it, because you're just going to strip the screw out on the head part. So, that's good. Let's do the other side.
Okay. This is going to be the same way, so this is going to have to go up in here. Looks like it's just about lined up. Oops. I know you're probably asking, why am I using the slide screws? Because I added all this new wood. You could change those screws out. Yes, I could change those screws out, but I would like to have it as original as possible, even though I did make modifications. Okay, let's tighten these down just like the other ones. The slot is very shallow.
All right, I'm going to lean this up to see how it looks. Okay, this is right in the area where I did the board, but the board is down here, that way. I could put something towards the end to hold these together, but I don't want you to see it. So once we get the table back together, if I need to do a little more reinforcing, we can do that. Okay, sounds like a plan? I'm just doing this as it goes. So sometimes you have to figure out exactly what needs to be done while you're doing the process, if that makes any sense. Ooh, we can take the clamps off that other one too. Yeah, we put this out of the way because I needed to use the bench. And I still need to glue on another piece on this corner. Okay. This glued up nice. We got to get this glued into here. This way. Let's glue and clamp that. We'll get it up on the bench. All right, we're going to get this glued up. Okay, it's everywhere. Let us get it on there, and then we'll wipe off the squeeze out. Let's see, it's got to go this way. I might be able to just do this with short clamps. Oh, these ones aren't going to be long enough. Okay, I'm just going to do that with these clamps. I also want to make sure it goes that way too, so I'll put a clamp on it the other way as well. Okay, so I want to make sure this goes. Let's see if we can figure this out. See, it has a lean that way. We want it to be down on the glue block, so I'm going to figure that out in a second. I like to use a wet paintbrush to get the squeeze out, especially on the finished wood. If it's not finished, then a little squeeze out's not going to hurt anybody. Actually, I think I might put a clamp just down on the glue block and see if I can get that to work. Let's try it. Actually, I have a big one. It's got a little better of a reach. Now let's see if these are not in the way. That's not going to work. Let's see. Let's try something else. I don't want to pull this in a lot because I don't want to break it. But it needs to make contact with that glue block. It looks like it's, I don't know if you guys can see that or not. It looks like it's in there pretty tight. I'm going to put this corner block in. This one seems like it's not lined up, but yeah, it's in the hole. This one might be too big, but I'm going to try it. Oh no, it fits. Okay. Okay. That's what we're going to get. Just making sure there's no squeeze out on this. All right, I'm going to let this portion of the table glue overnight. And then I'm going to work on that piece there. I'm not going to do it on camera because it's exactly the same thing as what we just did here in the past few videos. So I will get this all repaired and glued up, and then our next step will be installing the base back on top of the table down here. All right, if you guys like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button. I know a lot of you guys aren't subscribed, so if I want to get this channel off the ground, I need you guys' help. If you like what I'm doing, check out my other videos. Have a blessed day. I'll see you in the next video. Bye now.